And we're back with part 2 of Starcraft 2 on Brutal. And we're doing mission 3, the Spear of Adun. Things are finally starting to pick up. And we are trying to escape Auir because our retake failed. Shit went south when Amon got involved, which is the hybrid controller, demigod kind of guy.
Hierarch, we are en route to the Spear of Adun. As long as its generators still function, I should be able to bring them online. Once the spear is fully activated, we must flee from this fallen world.
So this one is, you're kind of limited in time because you have to be able to overtake as much of it as you can through one base. So you can't spend too much on your defense. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be saving frequently so we can try and keep as much units as alive. We're going to have some cannons up for defense with some shield batteries, and then we're going to mostly use stalkers for blink management.
The Spear of Adun lies dormant beneath the heart of the Conclave. I had hoped to raise it, to secure our victory against the Zerg. But now, it is our last hope for survival.
Why do you flee from your salvation?
Celendis. She has fallen under Amon's control. Karax, we have to bring the Spear of Adun online.
The first power cell is activating, but the remaining 4 have been disabled by creep.
I see. We have no choice but to clear them. What of our defenses?
Unfortunately, they are without power. However, the Spear of Adun support systems can aid us. They will allow us to deploy pylons anywhere on the battlefield. We should deploy one here as soon as possible.
Sure. So, like the Hyperion for the Terran campaign, we get a nice overworld ship. However, just because we get an overworld ship doesn't mean we're going to use it.
These photon cannons can defend our nexus point, Hierarch. They require only a pylon to function. You can warp in a
main
pylon
concept
using the
of them
Spear of Adun.
is
Press the
that
deploy pylon button at the top of your command screen.
we get active abilities,
Our
which
cannons
we
now
will
fire
be
upon
able
enemies within range.
to change.
If they become damaged, the shield battery will restore their shielding.
These defenses will indeed be vital to our evacuation, but our first priority must be to clear the power cells of creep.
I am detecting unpowered warp gates nearby. Constructing a pylon next to them would restore their power, giving us an advantage. The Spear of Adun's deploy pylon ability would be ideal for this. Of course, our probes can always warp in pylons as well. Warp gate online. We can begin warping in warriors from it immediately, Hierarch.
Because I don't have any gas. For some reason I can't upgrade this to be a warp gate yet. But I will shortly. You want to get that.
We can now transform our gateways
There it is.
into warp gates. This allows us to warp in warriors to any area with pylon power.
So we're just getting those forces up, getting those warp gates, and with a forge you can get upgrades, which is what we're going to need. But just like any base, we want to get our eco going as fast as possible. Shield batteries are really good for healing. And at some point, we are going to need to have some shields over
Circling
here.
bioforms on approach to our nexus. We must rally our defenses.
Come on, give me another stalker. The hard part is trying to decide between spending your money on individual military units or on upgrades. I always choose upgrades first because you want to be able to survive. Just staying positive with that. Summoning Pylon only costs 25, so it's good to do that fairly often. But it does have almost a minute cooldown, so you want to be a little cautious of how often you're doing it. I ran and got this warp gate early just because it's easier to get warp gate technology as fast as possible.
You require. I am here in the shadows.
Good, we got our minerals maxed out. So now we gotta work on our gas. Gonna get some more zealots, just like we did before. And just like before, we kind of want to wait to our second attack.
Upgrade complete.
Here comes the second attack now. Into sun range because Dragoons actually have long attack range.
Very wise. I am here in the shadows.
So I go with a heavy Stalker army just because they're a little bit more tanky and I find it easier to actually micro them.
The second power cell is active. The spear's sensor array is reacting.
Do not deny your destiny, Artanis. Your people have finally found true unity.
The multiple voice thing's a little funky.
Sensors online. Wait, what is this? Warp prisms approaching our nexus point.
Stalkers, eliminate those warp prisms.
Just do what you can to kind of stop them as fast as possible.
I am here in the shadows.
Gonna need another cannon over here.
We are one with the shadows. It shall be as you say.
And the reason I get this here is because it's a nice, easy central location. Easy to kind of summon and stop.
I am the voice here in the shadows.
Just gonna do a save.
I am the heart of darkness.
There's some extra.
Another pack of Zerglings is approaching our nexus from the south.
And that's why you get those little extra things.
Cold is the void.
And then you come up from behind. Actually, that was a bad idea. I should have let the brunt go up into the main force. And that's why you save. I was hoping they would go in and attack and then you just take out the back, but I ended up pulling them all, which is not good. You don't want to build up too much defense because the main thing is to try and get a big enough army that you can steamroll the rest of the mechanics as quickly as possible.
havoc of Zerglings is approaching our nexus from the south.
State thy bidding.
Get a.
I am here in the shadows. I am the voice of the
The attack. And that is why you get a little bit of defense. So we move forward a little bit now because there's other things we can take to kind of unlock more. You kind of just want to pull as you go.
Let our enemy know I am here in the shadows.
So what I'm doing now is I'm just kind of clearing out all the areas. I'm not listening to my own advice, I'm not really. I'm clearing the way to as many of these as possible. Because the more you clear, the more you can get done later on in like one single push.
Karax, I brought another warp gate online.
There's a fifth
Prepared
one.
for immediate use.
I am here in the shadows for the reckoning.
So this game works that the more stuff you like you clearing out, pull the army. You can get rid of most of those forces. See?
Our pylon is under attack.
And that's fine. So we took that attack and we have our nice little ball. So what we're doing now is we're going to use this army, hopefully. Save, because we just held off a very large attack.
Be released from your pain.
State thy bidding.
Get the last one here.
Well done, Hierarch. All of the abandoned warp gates are now under our control.
We're going to want a couple more cannons just to be on the safe side.
Cold is the void.
And if you noticed, our main force is actually about to take some serious hits. So now that we've got that cleared out as well, we're going to go back up here.
Let our enemy know our fury.
start summoning in as many units as we can, because there's going to be an attack. And then we're basically going to try and clear out 2 of the warp points back to back. There it is. Fortunately, we built our cannons far enough over that that's actually going to be enough. So now we're going to go clear out this one. And just kind of summon in as many units as we can. Because as we clear them, we're going to want to be moving as fast as we possibly can. Boom.
Every hand turns against you.
Get the stalkers going.
Your feet carries the scenes of my victory.
Defend the attack. Nidus worms.
Nidus worms. Warriors, strike them down. We are not defeated yet.
You can even take half yours. Perfect. And I am unfortunately supply blocked because I'm an idiot and wasn't paying attention. With these stalkers, you should be able to get the next one. Up here. And I like to blink right in, just to kind of get everybody in range as much as possible. Clear this.
Almost finished, Hierarch. The Spear of
Pull your
Doom
forces
is nearly
back.
Online. Only one cell remains.
Enough. The end to the cycle of infinite madness has come.
And then that last one, you just kind of have to rush.
Against the salvation I bring.
So as you can see, I'm starting to run out of... Gonna want to try and move as quickly as possible. So you want to go and not let your gates get destroyed like I am. But doing this as one push is quite difficult. Summon a pylon. So fortunately for us, because we've been slowly clearing everything out, we're doing pretty good at managing this. It's not a perfect clear, but we're doing good. The attacks are not easy to defend, but we did it. So we're going to get attacked again, but you want to defend it with an army, because clearly I've lost a large majority of my forces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pylon over here, just summon it in. There's convenient timing. Pull him in. So unfortunately, we lost a lot there. And you're not going to make a whole lot up in units. So this is why you get stalkers, is because stalkers can do blink. A familiar concept, what we could have done instead of running back to defend is rush. So take this and jump down. I made the decision to go back and defend because I didn't think I'd be able to push in from here. But we basically are going to have to run around to the side, blink in, and fail. But we got enough down to do the same thing and hopefully get it in. Need some more gas. So we're gonna need at least 5. I probably should have just gone when I had the expansion, but that was my mistake.
I am here in the shadows. Very wise. I serve.
And then as soon as that's clear, we're gonna be good. So we're about to get attacked.
Very well. Intriguing.
Let's just summon this in just to get 2 more stalkers.
I am the voice you require. I am here.
And this should be enough. There we go. Probably did my blink a little too early, but there we go. We managed to beat it. Not the most smoothest run, but it's done.
The Spear of Adun is ready to depart.
Those attacks can really fuck you up.
Aim on aboard, Facesmith. We must flee this world if we are to survive.
As you command.
The problem is you're on one base, so you can't spend as much resources building up a strong defense because all your cannons will get destroyed by those hybrid attacks. But we got the Spear of Adun up and out. And there you go, 28 minutes. Use warp gates to warp in 5 units within 10 seconds of the Spear of Adun. Incredibly easy. Complete Spear of Adun in Legacy of the Void campaign I've already done. Activate all the power cells in less than 15 minutes. That's pretty easy. Actually, I think we did that today. Doesn't say, but now we have our power ship, the Spear of Adun.
Engineering, and last of the 3 great arc ships, each created to ensure the continuation of our culture in a dark time. chambers rest contingents of zealots, Templar who bravely sacrificed, entering suspension so that they may serve as this vessel's army. Though it pains me greatly, I have begun severing their nerve cords. The ship's lower decks contain a star forge capable of constructing weapons of war.
Sweet.
There is much to learn about this vessel. Its technology is ancient, yet highly advanced. We are aboard a relic from a glorious time when our culture shined as a constellation. The celestial array has been updated, Hierarch. From here, you may select our next point of travel.
With this vessel, we will avenge what has transpired, Karax, and we will free the Templar.
And there we go. And now we can move on like other missions like we could. But that's going to be it for today. I'm trying to keep all of my episodes underneath 30 minutes, 35 minutes, just so they're not too long for you guys to watch. But anyway, moving on, we'll be taking on either Korhal or Shakuris, whichever one I decide, and starting to unlock the different abilities of the ship and the different abilities of the Protoss race. There's some really cool mechanics that we're going to get into and start developing a little bit deeper into the story about why Amon's taking us over and who he is, and it's all really great. I decided not to record the prequel episodes that you can do. There's 3 prequel episodes. I played through them multiple times, and I've realized that the only thing they really do is make sure you have a knowledge of how to control the Protoss army, and you learn that in the main game anyway. I think they just released that as build up, because if I do remember, they came out a couple of weeks before this game was actually launched, so that was just like the demo disc for Starcraft 2. But anyway, stay tuned next time for either Korhal or Shakuris.